Hey there, Middle-earth strategy battle gamers. So today I'm here with another video, kind of theorizing, and I want to open a discussion up about what the next supplement will be after the Last Alliance book, because I do believe that the next supplement will be the Last Alliance. So real quick, I'm going to go over a list of army factions that are in the game, and I kind of want to talk about what supplement can come out based on what hasn't gotten treatments yet. So I'm going to start with Lord of the Rings good armies. The Shire, the Rangers, Arnor, Numenor, Fiefdoms, Minas Tirith, Rohan, Lothlorien, Fangorn, Rivendell, Dead of Dunharrow, Misty Mountains. Then for Lord of the Rings evil armies, Angmar, Barad-dûr, Corsairs of Umbar, Far-Harad, Isengard, Mordor, Moria, Sharkey's Rogues, the Easterlings, the Serpent Horde, Variags of Khand. And then the armies of the Hobbit, I didn't write down because I don't think we're gonna get in a supplement around the Hobbit. I think that's been pretty well fleshed out at this point. They really went in depth and brought out the characters that, with there and back in supplement that came out in 2016. If we were to get a Hobbit supplement, I think it'd be like the Quest of Thorin Oakenshield or something like that, a smaller scale supplement with maybe a few small minor characters in it, and that would really be about it for that. So, talking about the Lord of the Rings armies though, so I'm going to start the Shire. They've been fleshed out. They got a supplement. I don't think there's really anything else they can do with the Shire. The Rangers haven't really gotten any treatment yet. Yes, they had a Grey Company Legendary Legion in the Gondor War book. I don't know if there's anything else they can do with the Rangers. Arnor is one that I think definitely can get tweaked up in a supplement coming out with another army I'll cover when I talk about evil. Numenor, I think that the next supplement is going to be Last Alliance, and I think that's going to be when we get a ton of Numenor and Rivendell stuff, hopefully a ton, which I think we will. I think it will be a big supplement. The Fiefdoms is another one. This is actually my biggest criticism for Gondor War, was we didn't get a single Fiefdom profile in it. In the Return of the King book, when the Fiefdoms are marching into Minas Tirith, they cover a ton of them. Well, not a ton, a pretty good chunk though, more than what we have currently in the game. And I feel like Fiefdoms is definitely an army that they can maybe even release just a supplement with Fiefdoms and Gondor plastic kits, things of that nature. So, Fiefdoms need. Minas Tirith at this point has been flushed out. I don't see them doing anything else with Minas Tirith unless it be before the events of the Lord of the Rings, which I don't think is going to happen. The only thing I could see them doing with Minas Tirith would be releasing plastic kits and terrain and things of that nature, which could happen, in a Fiefdoms supplement if the Fiefdoms supplement was its own thing. Rohan, there's absolutely nothing else they can do with Rohan at this point. I don't think. We got all the characters that are in the books, all the characters that are in the movies, minus a few small name drops here and there. We even got Helm Hammerhand, Aelle the Young, the Rohan House terrain, the Palisade terrain. The only thing they could do is re-release the Helm's Deep resin kit from like 2002 or 3 or whenever it came out. Lothlorien. So we did get a profile for Lothlorien in War in the North, and that was the supplement to kind of bring out a lot of new profiles. I don't think there's going to be anything else for Lothlorien, which I know a lot of Lothlorien fans want to have a horse for Calborn. I just don't think it's going to happen. Fangorn was fleshed out in War in Rohan. Nothing else they can really do with that army. They got all the characters that fans wanted, players of the game wanted, and then a new awesome plastic Treebird kit. Rivendell, I think the next supplement, like I said earlier, is going to be the Last Alliance, so Rivendell will be fleshed out fully in that. Dead of Dunharrow, they were fleshed out in Gondor War. They did get a new character, which they needed. They needed at least one more ghost hero. and then they kind of in a way got a little bit more treatment with the Return of the King Legendary Legion. Misty Mountains. We haven't really got any new profiles for the Eagles. I think that's definitely something they can do, but again, I think they might have done that in a War in the North supplement, or maybe a Gondor War. I just don't think it's gonna be a faction that they kind of add on to, really. So that's all the good armies. So right now I have fiefdoms and Arnor that they could definitely explore into. And then for evil, Angmar, I think that we could get a War in the North supplement, or a like a Fall of Arnor supplement, or like a Siege of Fornost or something like that, where they could definitely explore those factions, because Angmar can add a lot of unique units in that are unique specifically to Angmar. They already have that, like the Shade and stuff, but having like Men of Karn Doom, or having hill trolls and stuff like that, they can add a lot of stuff into this faction that can make it really unique and expansive. Because right now, really, your troop choices are orcs, warg riders, and some ghosts, and that's really about it. I think they could add a little bit more to make it a little more fleshed out list. So I definitely think in the future we could get an Arnor, an Angmar update with a Fall of Arnor style book. Barad-dûr. Barad-dûr, I think, is a faction that could be explored on in a the Last Alliance book. Maybe have some Second Age era Orc heroes, or evil Dark Numenorians or something of that nature. Farharad hasn't really been updated yet. I don't think they're going to be. If they were going to do that, they would have done it in Gondor War, perhaps. Or if they release another kind of fiefdom-centric book, they can have some Farharad in there as an updated thing. Isengard. Isengard is fully fleshed out. I don't think there's much else they can do with it. After War in Rohan, they released a ton of new Dunland stuff. They released Snaga. There's nothing else they can really do with that faction, minus making some plastic kits and things of that nature. Mordor. Mordor is in the same boat as Minas Tirith. It's not that much else they can do with it. Moria. So Moria hasn't got any new profiles, but they did get a massive rule update in the book. I don't see them doing much else with Moria, in terms of releasing new profiles and things of that nature. And even like the Balrog model that is plastic already. I just don't think there's much else they'll do with it. Sharky's Rogues. Sharky's Rogues has been pretty much fully fleshed out with the Scouring of the Shire. The Easterlings were pretty much fully fleshed out in Defense of the North. The Serpent Horde, they did get a new profile. Corsairs of Umbar also got a new profile, which I don't think there's much else they can do with those two factions. Then Variags of Khan is another faction that can use some more kind of updating. I think that they can use maybe a few other kind of profiles, maybe a character profile, and they can do that again in like a Farharad, the fiefdoms, Variags Khan and Farharad, they can all throw in some profiles and make a supplement based around like the skirmish of Minas Tirith or something like that. So those are all the factions. So for evil, it's going to be Variags Khan, Angmar, and Barad-dûr, which Barad-dûr I think is going to be in the next supplement. And then for good, it's going to be fiefdoms and Arnor. So those are all the profiles. So kind of dissecting it and looking at it like this, I think that we can possibly see, after a Last Alliance supplement, we can see a Fall of Arnor. We can see another, I'm not going to say another Gondor War but something similar to that, where we focus on that region with the fiefdoms, the Variags Khan, things of that nature. And then I'm going to jump into another topic. So where's the Middle Earth team going to go after a Last Alliance book? I don't know yet. I have no idea. I'm just kind of theorizing, guessing off of the past, honestly. But my mind earlier went to a pretty good idea. So they can either update or make another rule set, maybe even a starter box for Battle Companies. Battle Companies is a pretty popular game system in the Lord of the Rings hobby, and I think that having maybe a starter box for it and having some cool items, upgradable items that come in like the box on sprues and stuff would be a cool idea. And then another one, this one, I don't know. Um, I was at a seminar several years ago, and someone asked Adam Troke, who at the time was the manager for the game, if we would ever get a War of the Rings second edition, and he said he didn't know, but it would be an opportunity. I think that we possibly could get a War of the Rings supplement after, or not necessarily War of the Rings, but it could be called Middle Earth. Middle Earth something, Middle Earth Battles or something like that. And it'd be a similar premise where it's the large scale style playing. And the reason why I kind of was thinking about this is a lot of profiles and models that we've gotten in this current run from Games Workshop were actually in that game. So, for instance, Darrowine, Huron Warden of the Keys, several other profiles that have come out with Middle Earth profiles in these recent supplements were in War of the Rings. They never got models and never got SBG profiles. And I think that's possibly a route they can go now that the game's been fleshed out fully. They can release a War of the Ring rule set and maybe even a starter box for it. And the reason why I think that we can get both these is because I'm looking at what Games Workshop's been doing lately with their other two game systems. So, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, they have like the Warcry starter set. They've been releasing models, starter sets for that. And then they've also been doing that same thing for 40k with the kill teams and with the Apocalypse. And that's kind of how I could see them moving forward with games with Middle Earth, is they can release, so the core game will always be strategy battle game. That will be the core game. But then if people wanted to go play a crazy 10,000 point game, you have your War of the Rings starter box you can get into. And I imagine you can buy this War of the Rings starter box, and then if they wanted to play an even smaller point game without having those crazy named heroes, you can play your battle companies. And I can see this too. If both these get starter boxes, then that gives even more plastic heroes you can release. So what I mean is, so let's just say that they release a War of the Ring like game release and they come out with a starter box. They can come out with 2 armies, and then both those armies, let's just say they'd go like the Blackgate route. Like the War of the Ring starter set is going to be the Blackgate, which would be awesome. And this new Blackgate comes out with a plastic Elisar. It comes with maybe a few of the plastic heroes that have come out, like Aemir and Gandalf, and you can come out with your plastic Emerhill. Then for Evil, you can get like your plastic Troll Chieftain. You can get your plastic Mouth of Sauron. And then you get enough models to play the smaller point game of War of the Ring. And it also would come with the rulebook, maybe some terrain. That's how I see possibly the game could be going. It would give us more plastic heroes, but then we have to buy these starter sets, and eventually I'm sure that they will become buyable. And then also it can come with some Blackgate terrain or something of that nature. And the same thing can be said for battle companies, but it wouldn't be the plastic heroes. It'd be like kind of upgrade parts and things like that. Because like when There Back came out, it came out with the Gundabad conversion kit. And I can see them maybe having an excuse to release some conversion stuff for your battle companies. And the battle companies can come with like any 2 armies. So. But anyway, this has been a little video I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of think outside the box. I don't know if we'll get a standard supplement after a Last Alliance. I honestly think it'd be viable for either of these 2 options. And if they go that route with releasing starter sets with their rule sets like they've done with their other two systems, I can see it being really cool. Feel free to put in the chat if you guys ever played War of the Rings, if you guys play Battle Companies, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you in the next video.